Hello, parents of students of science. My name is Mr. Hopkins, and I am your student science teacher this year. This is a video through Google Classroom that you should be watching with your student so that both of you understand the expectations of my homework that I give and how to use the software. So, your students can access this on the computer. There's also an app that you can find in the Play Store and the iTunes App Store. But if you use a computer, which would be the best medium for this, you log into classroom.google.com. It's going to automatically log me in because my Gmail account is already logged in. But if you go here and you're not logged in, it will prompt you then to put in your Gmail account. And I prefer that students use their Gmail accounts. If they don't have one, they are more than welcome to use their parents'. If it happens that they accidentally get onto yours, you can always go to here and you can switch the one with their name. Once they log on, my class should be on there. They should start to have some other classes. We're transitioning to become a Google for Education web-based school. And this is the first start to that. So, if your students have more than one class, they'll be listed here. But they should all have at least mine right over here. And to access the class, you just click the grade student is in, science, it'll be either section 1 or section 2. When you go through, it's relatively easy. I'm doing this through my mock student account. So, if you go down, you'll see the stream for all of the things that I assign your students. If you start to see things like this, it means they're missing that assignment and that they haven't completed it. I've added this function on here because I want to hold the students accountable for watching these. If I have a video that's longer than 10 minutes, I limit it to one a week. They could section it into 2 halves, or they could try to watch it all in one sitting. My expectation is that during it they are taking notes, and then they can go ahead and remember that information. So all of these ones are missing. See, like this one would be done. You want all of your students' assignments to have this. And now some of them are just announcements like this, or this one doesn't have a due date, so it's still considered not done, but it won't say missing. Then there are things like this. These don't have assignments attached to them. It's just an expectation that they look at it and they can download it if they would like. So this is when I assigned all the grade 7 students the Simple Machines project. I also posted it on Google Classroom so that way they could have an online version of it as well as the printed one that I gave them. So they're able to look at it in both mediums and understand my expectations. Then I have all of the lists on here for their group projects. So if you scroll down far enough, you can find out where your child is and who their group members are. So these were the original group plans, but things do change. Some of the students wanted to change their idea, which is perfectly acceptable. It's just got to be something that interests them. They recently received their rubric back through Google Classroom with a grade and some feedback about how to improve. That project's going to be going until March. They have an assigned group, they meet with those group members, and then they work together completing a rubric. They should have a copy of the rubric, but if not, a few announcements down is the rubric. You can ask your student if they're doing the engineering one or the scientific inquiry one. Then you can go ahead and see what they're doing with that. Whenever I post a Word document or anything like that onto Google Classroom and you click it, the first thing it's going to do is show you a preview. This is not the actual document itself. This is just a preview for you to see what it looks like. You can go through, but you can't edit it, you can't do anything with it. You can highlight it. If you want to be able to see the document itself, you need to open it in a new window. This rubric is through Microsoft Word. It doesn't convert into Pages or into Google Docs very well. So it is expected they do this on Microsoft Word. It also means they can do it even though there's no internet. And if they can't fill it out at home because you don't have access to Microsoft Word, all of the computers at school do have that. And they are allowed to go there and do their work before or after school in the library. So then you can download the rubric from this page, and then you'll be allowed to access it and edit it. You can see your students' rubric and what they have right now, and hopefully then take part in that learning experience. Now, I'm going to go back to the classroom. Whenever you click something, if you want to go back, there's a nice little back arrow there. And then for the videos, let's go ahead and do speed graph since it's right here. To watch the video, you just click it. You can watch it inside Google Classroom. If you click open, it'll bring you to the actual YouTube page. Once the students are finished watching it, they just click open. And then right here, there's the spinning circle, will be a button that says mark as done. So let's give it a moment to load. All right, so sometimes this may happen where you have add, create, and then the mark is done is not here. So you watch it. Give you a moment. So I watched the video, and now you have this option to mark it as done. If this button doesn't show up, there's a little reload button right here. I'd recommend you use the Google Chrome browser. It tends to work the best with Google Classroom. So once you mark it as done, it'll show. And see how it says done late? I see that. So if it's not done within the time that I set, I try to give students at least 7 days for every assignment. Then it'll be marked as done late. And that's it. That is how you use Google Classroom. So feel free to explore with your students. They are now going to be able to do Edpuzzle. And I will be asking about this video when we have our parent-teacher conferences. So if your student doesn't show you this video, then we'll have to communicate about how we can get them to make you as the parents part of the learning experience. So if you have any questions for me, you can have your student come in and ask, you can send me an email, or you can have your student respond to the comments below this video. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever this is being watched, and